supply schedule and supply schedule and then followed by supply curves. What is basically a supply? Supply is any good or services which is available for the customer in the market is said to be a supply. Okay. Any good or services which is right available for the dispersal to the customer in a given market is said to be a supply. Supply and stock are two different things. You can stock up uh, goods and services uh, and basically without stock you cannot do supply. So you need to have stock abundantly. Sometimes it may be exceeding the requirement, but supply is something which is connected to the dispersal of customer. When it is required for a customer, if that good or service is available, we call it to be a supply. Supply are of two types. One is joint supply and the other one is composite supply. Joint supply is wherein goods supplied and produced jointly together. Like there are certain products which happens to be sold together rather than independently, like wheat and straw, wool and mutton, etc. You cannot retain them for a longer period of time and stock them. They need to be supplied immediately. That is wool and as well as mutton. And then composite is wherein the supply of a commodity or service is called to be composite. When you may use one thing like say candle and in the darkness, or say kerosene you can use alternatively to minimize the darkness and li- lighten the place. So all these materials which we are using in order to do the lighting in and around us are the sources of supply of light. So whenever these substitutes or alternative supplies are available, the supply is said to be composite one. When they are available, we call it to be a composite. Joint is together and composite supply is any one of the available sources or sources or things which can satisfy the need of customer at a particular given time in the given market. We call it to be a composite supply. Okay. And determinants of demand. What are the various determinants of demand? Unlike you have learned in elasticity, demand, price of the commodity, price of the related products, factors of production, producer's goal, state of technology, all these plays important role in making supply happen. So there are various circumstances which can push the supply and make supply uh, go higher. And out of many other factors, a few important ones are discussed here, out of which price is one. As we've been learning under demand that the prices are increasing, the quantity demanded will be lower. If the prices are lowered, the quantity demanded will be increasing. So that way, price of the commodity also have impact on the supply. So when it is, and when the producer tries to increase the revenue, like they wanted to increase their sales. Basically, revenue is nothing but the price of a commodity into the quantity which is being in demand and or sold. So 10 quantities per 100, 10 into 100, 1000 is the revenue for the day. So that way, revenue, when they wanted to increase from say 1000 to 2000, then the producer or the supplier will have to market more products, right? They have to sell more products. Like unlike 1000, they were only selling 10. Now, when they want the target to be 2000 as in revenue, then another 20 plus 20, 10 plus 10, 20 products they have to sell in order to attain the targeted revenue. So that way, Producers supply fewer products in cases when the prices are falling, and um, when the prices are increasing, they supply more products. So this way they try to ensure that supply is not distracted and it is available throughout the in the market whenever the commodity is required in the market. Next is price of related goods. Related goods again here are of categories like substitutes and complementaries. And yes, if any related good products prices are increasing or decreasing, we have seen how the demand is going to have impact on. Similarly, is supply. See, when there is an increase in demand, when increase in price, the demand is lowered, then definitely supply also will be lowered. Likewise, when the prices are lowered and demand is increasing, then the here producer have to ensure that they supply enough sufficient products, goods or services to the market, because they are now going to be demanding more because the prices are lower. When the demand is more, now you have to do more supply. Okay. Then we have price of factors of production. All these, what we have learned in demand are all connected. Okay. Suppose what are basically factors of production? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. All these are considered to be the factors of production, which are used to make the manufacturing, unit active. And then any amount which is paid in order to maintain these factors of production, like for land, you happen to pay rent; for labor, you will pay wages; for capital, you will have to pay the interest amount, and for entrepreneurship, you have to pay returns. Like when they invest, they expect returns in the form of equity interest, preference interest, that way. So all of these are to be paid in some or the other way. And if in case the price of any supply is increasing, then they are able to sell the goods for a given price. Here, because the elasticity, what we discussed in demand, is increasing because of the reduction in the price of the given product. If any price of the given product is decreasing, simply the demand is increasing. Because the demand is increasing, you need to ensure that you are paying. Now, suppose any factors of production price is increasing, like suppose land. Earlier, you were paying only 10,000. Now you are asked to pay 15,000. So there is an increase in the price of land, right? Now this price will have impact on the price of that commodity. So in earlier, when the price for the given product is rupees 10, now because of increase in the price of the rent, now it will be 12, 13, 14 rupees. It won't remain same because the rents have increased, right? Now the prices, when you are increasing because of the increase in the factors of production, the commodity which is demanded in the market will be low, right? When the demand is low, supply is also lower. As a result, supply also will decrease. Understood. Next is producer's goal. Now, producer's goal is all about the objective of the firm, objective of the company. What is basically the objective? The primary objectives of any company are two. Number one, maximize the profit. Number two, maximize the shareholders' wealth. These two are the objectives of the firm. So in this case, like suppose when the target is to maximize the profits and earn revenue, the company who prioritize to make profits sometimes may have to increase the supply of a commodity in the market, even when they are very little or they have no profit also. They just have to stand in the market. Okay, though they are not making any sales, but they have to ensure the supply to have be available so that the producer, the market doesn't have any shortage of your commodity, and at the same time, by chance, if any increase in demand happens, immediately the supply is available so that they will ensure the producer's goal is attained. Next is state of technology. Technology is all about, the advancement which is happening. So nowadays, in this generation, we see there are various ways to use technology in almost every stage, every field, every market, whether it is advertising, whether it is producing, acquiring raw material, selling a good in the market. Technology is adopted in every phase. So here, if you look at when there is an increase in production rate efficiently, there is an increase in the amount of products, and this will increase the supply of commodity in the market. For example, any agricultural produce, if it is so very important, then the production or output, because of the weather conditions, floods, and natural disasters, cause fluctuations in the same. This might have problem in making the goods available at time when it is required. So all these are the various causes of natural disasters naturally. But in case if you have a proper technology which will give you warning, then you can minimize your loss. Suppose you have a good upgraded technology which is giving you information about the climate condition, that there is going to be a a flood, etc. Then within no time you will make necessary arrangement to your warehouse, to your places, so that you store the raw material goods in a proper condition so as to decrease the loss. You can minimize the loss. You cannot avoid loss, but you can minimize the loss. Suppose suddenly you don't have a technology, you are, expecting, there are no rains because this is summer, you don't expect any rain. So suddenly a night or in the evening, the rain starts and heavily it is starting. It destroys completely because you are not prepared to save them. Okay. Whereas if technology advancement is there in your business, the company, what happens is you will get notified about how the weather condition is. Before, 24 hours before, cautions notices will be received, which will enable you to fix all these losses. To the great extent, you can minimize the loss. So that way you can avoid losses. Okay. And all this advancement in technology leads to investment in technology. Again, investment in technology here means that the company has to invest lot of money onto this technology. That is where the government come forward to invest in all this technology and give warnings to those people who stay nearby to the seas, rivers, farmers, etc. In different ways, it tries to help them, the government, state government and central government, right? And next is suppliers. Now, see, if you have number of suppliers more, okay, then more firms will enter into the industry and the market supply curve will shift from driving downward because you have enough sufficient supply at any point of time. You are able to supply to the markets. Okay, then you are going to be, your products are going to be available in the markets, which will not have any impact on your demand. So when it is demanded, they are all available just because number of suppliers are more. If you don't have number of suppliers more in number, rather you have a limited number. Suppose one or two people who are acting as a distributor to your commodity, something goes wrong with them and they are not available. Then for that period when they are not available, the supply will get affected. in the markets. Now, with this, what happens when the quantity is demanded in the market, the supply is not there because of some those supplier distributors who are not available during that period for some reason. So that way, if you have limited suppliers, you will have to face certain drawbacks also, disadvantages. So it is better to have more suppliers so that if one is not available, the other will take care. Okay, it's this. Then we have government policies and regulation. Yes, government also helps in various ways to the companies and to the firms in order to make the supplies available in the market. Like there are few products, farmer agricultural products which are regulated by the government, like onions, rice, chilies, various vegetables, and other mazes, millets, mazes, etc., where the government provides the facilities of warehouses, etc. So that way, various policies of the government will have impact and effect on the supply of the commodity in the market. Okay. Now the supply function is given as Q is equals to F of P and um, one second. Q is defined as quantity of commodity supplied, P price of good, and uh, PRG is related goods, price of the related goods. Okay. In this, important is the differentiate between supply and stock. In this part of the unit, supply and stock is very important. Differentiate between supply and stock. Next, we have different types of supply function, which are all connected to individual and market. Individual supply function consists of price of the commodity, price of all factors of production, state of technology, taxation policy, goals of the firm that we've discussed just now. It includes all these, factors of production, advancement in technology, all this. And market supply function includes price of the commodity, related products, state of technology, taxations, goal. Other than this, it is because a market supply function consisting of market where there may be more number of players, companies offering the same kind of products, right? So here we have N, which is number of firms, F as future expectations, and M as means of transportation and communication, right? Then we have next concept as law of supply. What is law of supply? Okay, law of supply states that all the other things remaining same, any commodity is supplied at a higher price and less is supplied at a lower price. Supply bears a positive relationship with the price of the commodity. The law of supply states that it is positively related to the price. Okay, all the other things remaining constant. And the assumptions, among the assumptions, basically, if you look at the change in the cost of production is constant here, because here we assume that the production cost remains same, and then we fix the supply. And nextly, we look at the technology, which would reduce the cost of production, but at the same time increases the investment in the same. So there is no change in the scale of production here. And we assume that the government prices, etc., will be unchanged. Transportations, etc., we will assume that they will remain same. And we don't assume that there won't be any speculation. Like we assume that there is no speculations, and people are satisfied with the available products and did not require any change. So with these assumptions, we draft the law of policy, the law of supply. And the supply schedule you can see here, which includes price and quantity. Suppose if the price is 150 rupees, quantity demanded is 20. Then if the price is coming down to 30, the quantity demanded is 0. That means here when the prices are lower, the quantity demanded is also lowered. That means the supply is having effect. The same thing is shown with the help of a graph where price is shown on the y-axis and quantity on the x-axis. With the same numbers, if you plot on the graph, the supply curve will go upwards, and this has a positive slope. It moves upward to the right. The price of the price of the product and the quantity supplied are directly related to each other. Again, you have another market supply schedule of product that was an individual. Now, firm A, firm B, and we are imagining here two firms, because here there can be, we're talking about market, which includes more number of players, right? So in this case, suppose quantity is 0, price is 0. When the price is 0, quantity is also 0. There is no demand. Supply, there is no supply. But when the price is 4, the quantity is 0. And when the price is 7, the quantity is 6. The price is 12 and 12. Likewise, you see form B supply and total market supply is being added here. If you see the last column, quantity and price are addition of the first form A and form B. So this way we try to understand the complete market supply for a given product, where if the price is from 20, the supply is 34. More the supply is. If the price is reducing to 16, the supply doesn't happen. And it is coming down, that is 26. Slowly, when the prices are lowering to 4, the quantity supplied is only 2. Okay. So this way, the market supply schedule is explained. Followed by the same graphs are explained, wherein the form A, form B, and the total graph of both the form is explained here. And now look at the exceptions. There are certain, as we discussed in law of demand, similarly is law of exceptions to the law of supply, where the prices are expected to fall. And the seller will sell more when the prices are high in the short run. Now, in the long run, there are so many things which can influence the price of the product. And basically, we see in short run, technology cannot be a variable, because in short run, you cannot do, heavy changes. Whereas in long run, you can yet do all the changes. Change in habits, tastes, fashions, international influences, all these is considered and are influencing the supply for a given product in the market. Speculation will have an impact on the product. So if any speculation is happening, there is going to be an impact. And if the supply is not a valid in agricultural products, then the supply of these products will depend more on the climate condition. Like if the climate condition are suitable, the supply will be more. And if the climate conditions are not suitable, there may be a decrease in the supply. So it will have impact. And wages also will contribute to the workers' satisfaction level, wherein they will work less if wages are less, and in order to have more leisure, the supply curve in this situation will be backward sloping. Like we have seen upward sloping supply curve. Now, because of these reasons, there can be chances that the supply curve would bend towards down. and we call it as a backward sloping supply curve. Okay, now change in supply uh, can happen because of change in the prices and increase in the supply, as we've been learning. Any change in price will have impact on the supply. It can increase the supply, it can decrease the supply, and it can have an extension also to the supply, which is explained here with the help of curves. We have extension curve and contraction curve. Okay, this extension contraction curve along with the graphs, you will have to answer in your examination along with the demand. Suppose supply, anything, any question is asked on supply. Okay, you need to present them with a table and graph. Then only you will be able to get good marks. Okay. So with this block is done, second block. And coming up next, tomorrow's class, we'll discuss about third block, that is production analysis. So far, we've discussed about demand and supply, right? And next class, we'll focus on production analysis. Any queries, please raise up or you can leave for the next class.